Hello, everybody. Good morning. How are you? It's currently 9:38 in the morning over here in Albuquerque, and I was in bed and got up and checked Twitter and YouTube, and lo and behold, Foodie Beauty was live. And normally I wouldn't even care, but then after seeing Twitter, I was like, ooh, she's finally mad. It's happening. It's happening, y'all. We've been patient. We've been waiting. Foodie Beauty finally got mad. Now, she didn't have a full on meltdown. No. But she was crying and she was angry and she was talking about Salah and his family. It wasn't a complete tell all. No. We didn't get that this morning. But she was very, very upset. The reason? Because Salah's not talking to her. He's cutting off contact. He's just trying to be nice and go on about his business and leave her alone. And he's trying to say through silence, it's over. Let me go. I'm living my life. I want you to live your life. I don't want to fight. I don't want to tussle. I don't want to argue. I just want to live my life. Foodie doesn't want to hear it. Her thinking is, even if there's a divorce, even if the relationship is over, the ex-partner has some sort of obligation to still talk to their ex. And if said ex is going through a hard time, they're feeling depressed, they're feeling sad, then the ex should be talking to them and coaching them through it. Here's the problem with that, Foodie. Number one, girlfriend, when you break up with somebody, when the marriage is over, your ex does not have an obligation to be by your side and coach you through bad times. That's what family and friends are for. Or a therapist, or a psychotherapist, or a psychiatrist, or a doctor. Whatever it is that's wrong with you, you go to other people who can properly help you. That's number one, okay? Number two, and this is important, girl, you're always having a bad time. You're not someone that's normally happy and then you just get in the funk and you don't know what to do with yourself and then you get out of it. You're always in a funk. So by your reasoning, by your logic, since you're in a funk and who knows how long you're going to stay in it, you're expecting to Salah do what? Just be there for the next several months, next several years? That kind of feels manipulative. It really does. It feels like you'll always stay in a funk just to keep him around. You are emotionally manipulative like that. But I got up a little late, y'all. I wasn't there at the beginning of the live when she was crying and upset. I got up like 20 minutes in. I just literally just rolled out of bed, opened my eyes, barely got any coffee, fed Queen Booger, and I was informed, yeah, she's live right now and she's melting down. I'm like, what? I was expecting this to happen like a couple of days ago. I was ready, but I was not ready this morning because it's Sunday. Foodie, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. People want to rest today. What are you doing? 7 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting fed today. I know it's early. I know that we normally don't eat dessert this early, but how about some breakfast sweets? We're going to have a sweet breakfast. Yes, we are. We're going to start out the day with some carbs, some Foodie Beauty carbs, and we're going to eat well. Why? Because we deserve it. Especially after the last few days. I mean, come on. Those lives were horrible. Her being so high that she could barely function. Are you kidding me? Boring. I've avoided a few of those because I didn't want to bore y'all to death. And I just did my 2 reacts last night. But this morning kind of makes up for those boring lives a little bit. Sure does. So we're going to have a good time. Before I get started, though, a couple of things. First thing, Foodie did say that she was going to come live later on tonight. And I don't know what's going to be in that live. I'm going to be peeking in. So just be on notice. that she might come live later, and who knows what she's going to say and what she's going to do second thing. So in her life, Foodie Beauty was on her way to go do something. Now, when she went to the Walmart, she said something odd. She mentioned the long road. And the vibe that I got from Foodie in the live I'm going to react to, I think she might be going on the long road. I think she's out of her party favors. And that's why during this live, she was halfway lucid and wasn't bombed out of her head. She's going to get some party favors. I don't know what she's going to get. I don't know how it's going to affect her, but it might be a party favor run. She wants her party favors. And depending, I guess, on the type of party favors, she might be energetic. She may be not. It depends. I'm going to keep an eye on see what happens here. But I think she's going to go get some more party favors, which tells me something, Foodie, that you got a lot of anger inside of you. You got a lot of upset, and you've been using the party favors to act as a buffer and a wall to keep those feelings and those thoughts inside of you. However, just because you're using a buffer doesn't mean the feelings go away. They're just on hold. They're on pause. You want to get on with your life? You got to let them out. You got to process all the feelings, not just the sadness, the anger too. And the anger wants to come out, and I think you should let it out. And the bonus is you get to make some money, but just let them out. I also saw something in Chantal today that I don't think I've ever seen. Honesty. She was being a little bit honest with herself. That's shocking in itself. Chantal lies all the time. So when you hear something that sounds like honesty coming out of her mouth, you're like, what? That's something that she does not give YouTube or the audience or her beaters. It's just being real. And it's time to get real. But while she's getting real, we're going to get fed. We're getting fed today, y'all. This is going to be a good react. I can tell you that right now. And we got some Twitter peeps to go over. So how about we just jump into it? It is time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time for those Twitter peeps. Let's get started. I am set and ready to go. I got some coffee. We're going to do this. It's going to happen. All right. So for those of you that are on Twitter and you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you that you really don't care for Twitter, that's okay. That's why I do the peeps. You guys can keep up with all the news and the gossip. And I could even show you some cool, fun stuff in the middle of it all. You know, palate cleansers. So let's start here with Shoe Gal saying, Chantal, if he was going to fight for you, he wouldn't have let you leave in the first place. He wouldn't have handed you divorce papers. He'd be calling and texting nonstop. He's doing none of these things. How are you this delusional? And I agree with you, Shoe Gal. If two people really love each other, and I mean really love each other, not this fake, phony fantasy romance that she's created in her head, nothing and no one is going to keep those people apart. A person will dig a river, cross an ocean, fly over a mountaintop to be with the person that they want to be with. They'll find a way to make it happen. He's not doing that. If he really loves Chantal, if the bond was real, nothing could keep them apart. He'd be calling her up and saying, hey, get your butt over here. But he's not doing that. And he's not going to do it. She's been waiting for him to do it. She's been waiting for him to make that call and say those words, and they are not coming. And that's why she's upset, because the fantasy love that she created in her head wasn't real, except to her. Malarkey Meter says, quote, he's supposed to fight for me back, duh. Like, what do you think? What do you expect? Duh. Foodie Beauty said this out loud. These manipulative, immature mind games at 41 are why she will never be happy, ever. And this is from the live. So let's watch the clip.
He left him. Yeah, but he's supposed to like fight for me back, duh.
Girl, you're divorced. You don't get it. Divorce means done, over, relationship over, contract over. If somebody's divorcing you, they don't want to fight for you. They don't want to fight for you. What part of divorce do you not understand? It's over. You go your way, I go my way. Let's not make it ugly if we can. It's over. Once you get divorced, there's no fighting for the other person, ma'am.
Like, what do you think? What do you expect? You left him. Yeah, but he's supposed to like fight for me back. Duh.
So what was this? Were you guys fighting, arguing, and you made a big stink about going back to Canada? And you thought, if I go back to Canada, that's going to elicit some kind of emotional response out of Salah that I want to see. Is that what you thought? That if you went to Canada, that he'd be calling you, crying, missing you, saying, come back, Foodie, come back. That feels very controlling, Foodie. You're a control freak. Were you angry because while you were in Syria with Salah and he was around his family, you lost control? So you took extreme measures to get the control back? Maybe you thought coming to Canada that it would trigger him in some way and he would be submissive to you. Well, I guess that didn't work. All right, moving on. Let's move on now. Wonder Mom says, that stupid beast really wants us to believe that Salah is not crying and sobbing and calling her to make her go back because his dad is there. Foodie Beauty leveling up the delusion to make sense out of Salah, the fake husband she paid for no longer being interested. Yeah, she actually said that. The part of the live that I did catch, she said something really, really weird. She said Salah's dad came in and, quote, swooped in to be with Salah even before she left. Isn't that weird? Her talking about it that way. Dad swooped in. Chantal, Salah's dad is his father. Salah is his son. Family has a right to family. You don't have a right to a family, not unless you're a part of it, and you never were. But that is his son. And if dad wants to see his son anytime he wants, he can. You saying something like that just tells me that you never really accepted the family. You never loved the family. You looked at the family members as competition for Salah's attention. You felt like you were in competition with them. You were resentful of them being around. All the more reason for you to not be around Salah. You've been in situations where the guy is by himself and you have full control and you like it that way. You don't like anybody else being around that could get in that person's ear and take away your control. Like anybody else that could be an outside influence, because you can't control the outside influences. You put all your energy into controlling the one person. That's abusive behavior, to behave that way. Because an abusive person, once they pick a target, the next thing they do after they choose the target is they isolate the target. Because they want full control. They'll take away your family, your friends. They'll take away your job if they can. your hobbies, your interests, anything that makes you happy, anything you're connected to, just to get further control. They'll strip away your very identity if they can get away with it, and make you take on an identity that suits them. And that's what you tried to do with Salah. You didn't want him to have his own identity. You didn't want him to have connections to his family. You wanted him to be what you wanted him to be and no further. He wasn't allowed to be himself. He was only allowed to be what you wanted him to be, and that is selfish. And it's abusive. I don't like Salah. I'm just an outsider. Give him my point of view. You are an abusive person, and you were doing abusive behaviors. And you're mad because you are an abusive person, and you're angry that you're far away from Salah and you can't control him. This is not like Nader, where you guys break up, you get mad, you're stalking him, you're going to his house, you're trying the doorknob, you're trying to look in the windows. You can't do that this time because he's too far away. You have no power here, and you know it. And thank goodness you don't have power. Because if you had close contact with Salah, there's no telling what you would do. There's no telling what you'd accuse him of. So you're doing what you can do. You're trying to hurt him from afar by raging out and saying his family was the problem. No, they weren't the problem. You were the problem all along. But if he loved you, if things were good, I'm sure he would fight for you. Maybe he'd not even divorce you in the first place. But if he's divorcing you and he's giving you the silence, that in itself is the message. The message is go away. Stop texting me. Stop trying to contact me. I just want to live in peace with my family. I want nothing more to do with you. There is the message. If you need it, that's what it is. Ghost Crab says, Chantal says Salah needs to be honest. Tell her he's done. 1, the divorce papers show that very clearly. 2, when that arranged marriage goes through, and it will, because a man in his 30s, unmarried and childless, is ridiculed in that culture, she will rage until they put her in a nut house. Yeah, it's over. The silence says everything. There were the papers, and then there's the silence. The message is clear to me. And if he's getting annoyed that she's texting so much and she won't leave him alone, clearly he's not feeling the love. He's getting very annoyed and irritated. And I wonder if that's going to lead to him coming online and setting things straight. So keep pushing that red button, Chantal. Keep pushing it. Because once you push it too hard, you can't unpush it. I look forward to what he has to say. I know there's another part to the story. Yup says, why, Foodie Beauty? Why exactly is Salah supposed to fight for you back? You said it was over and he agreed. Why is he expected to change his mind now? Because you're sad? If you quit a job, should they be expected to force you to stay? Don't people have free will? Oh, she doesn't believe in free will. Absolutely does not believe in that if it goes against what she wants. Chantal's a happiness hater. She hates the fact that she's alone in Canada, and she knows that Salah is much happier back in Syria without her. She wants him to be as sad and miserable as she is. And her sadness and her misery are her choice. She's literally choosing to be miserable. She could have come back and hit the ground running and done her own thing, but she didn't. She's been days and days of just wallowing in her own sadness, expecting him to feel sorry for her, doing streams clearly that are for him, hoping that he's going to feel so sad he's going to contact me. Nope, he wants nothing to do with you. Get the message, Foodie. The bulletin's in your face. Football Olympics says, so Chantal throws a tantrum and flees the country just to test Salah to see if he will fight to get her back. And then she's shocked and confused when that doesn't happen because he's so relieved that she's finally gone. Like, girl, this is embarrassing. I bet Salah is still decompressing from his time with Chantal. I mean, those of us in girl world, just watching her is exhausting. She's a lot, isn't she? She's a whole mess. Can you imagine what she's like up close every day, 24/7? Good God. He's probably going to need therapy for the rest of his life just to get his head straight. Ray's Dactyline says how it started and how it's going. So this was the Chantal of the past, over there flexing money. You know, she had her life going on, and this is her now. That's a shame. That's a real shame. This is what happens when you chase men across the world that don't love you. That's a real shame. You wanted the fairy tale, Chantal. Well, that fairy tale was expensive. Tweety says Chantal seems to be losing patience that Salah isn't asking her to go back. Yep, the anger is coming out because the toddler's not getting her way. Annie Pooh says, I just want to know what her definition is of being the center of someone's world is. Does she literally expect the person to sew themselves to her hip and be right there at all times for her? Are they not allowed personal time and space? I just don't understand. That's exactly what that means, Annie. She wants to be the center of somebody's world, but she wants to also be their entire world and do nothing else but be there for her and take care of her. She's exhausting. Florida Salt and Sass says, I believe so. She has always wanted them to quit their jobs and wait on her instead. Anytime any of them have went off with friends or family for even an hour, she's ready to break into their house or blow up their phones and guilt them to leave and come back. Yep. Controlling, manipulative, abusive behavior. You get around Chantal, she puts a collar and leash on you. She doesn't want you to wander far. God forbid if you find happiness somewhere else. She's afraid of the person that she's controlling finding happiness elsewhere, whether it's with a person, a place, a thing. She doesn't want you to feel happy because happiness to her is a threat. It's a threat to her control and her manipulation. If you're feeling happiness with somebody else, with family, with friends, with a hobby, with a job, you might get it in your head. You know what? This woman over here is nothing but unhappy. And I prefer the happy. So how do we eliminate the threat? We control the person to where they have no happiness at all. That is her way. Florida Salt and Sass says, I want to be the center of someone's world. Nothing like a wish for a good, unhealthy relationship. The only people that have been in my world are my children, but they also understood that there are a contributing part of that world and not the center of everyone's world. Yeah, like happiness comes in where? Chantal doesn't understand that, or she does, she doesn't care. She wants to isolate her target to where it's just her and him in a room and her being high or eating her food, and he's supposed to just stand there and wait for a command of sorts. She doesn't want a partner. She doesn't even want a relationship. She wants a slave. She wants a servant, a live-in servant who does her bidding. And to do that, you can't have a life. Kalea says, stop saying that. OMG. No, he didn't. He never watched you. WTF is she talking about? Kristen says, Beach, you quite literally swore to God and everyone else that you did change. She spent the last 3 years trying to say, it's in the past. I'm different now. Only to turn around and prove to everyone that she is exactly the same. Let's watch the clip, though.
He knew what I was like before I went to Kuwait. Was he just hoping I would change?
You know what I think, Chantal? Long ago, you confessed something. I forget which live stream it wasn't exactly, so forgive me if I'm not pulling up that clip. But you confessed that you had this little pattern that when you get into a relationship, you put on a false front of yourself. You confess that openly. You said, like, when you meet a guy, you are somebody different. You put on a better version of yourself. And then after a while, you let the real self out because you feel at that point that man is so attached to you that you can get away with a lot more. So when that guy meets you, he's really not meeting you, he's meeting your representative, your promo person. You put on a better version of yourself and you cater yourself to be whatever it is that appeals to him just to get into his house or get into his life. And then once you get in and you feel like you've been there a while, that you can get away with stuff. We saw it go down with Natter. Because in the beginning, you know, you were making sure your hair was done, your makeup, you're putting on the body mist, you were putting on the lotion. You made yourself look okay. And then after a while, you just didn't care. And you started letting out that inner ugly. Because you felt that, oh, he's addicted to my money. I don't have to behave anymore. You behave for a very short period of time. And then after a while, you let that ugly side out. I've seen it over and over and over and over with you. So when you meet a guy, you are not your true authentic self. You are a fake self. You meet a guy, you talk to him, you find out what they like, who they are, and you're like, I'm going to make up a personality to match his personality. But you are not your true authentic self. It's manipulative. It's fake. It's phony. All right. Sinatra says, nothing is wrong. I'm just alone. Everything is wrong. Ghost Crab says, bruh. Yeah, that's what was going on this morning. Hectic Llama says, she said, quote, I'm going back to Canada, as she always does when he doesn't do exactly what she wants. And this time he said, bet. She was playing that game of chicken and she lost. Oh boy, don't get me started on the kitten. I'll rage. Ray's Dactyline says, quote, why wouldn't he tell me? Because he doesn't want to deal with your big meltdown, big girl. Yeah, he knows her temper. He was trying to be nice. He was trying to avoid the anger, but there's no avoiding the anger, but he was trying to let her down easy and she's just not getting the hint. Mo Translate says, in my opinion, from a cultural perspective, as soon as I heard this, I immediately thought his dad flew into Syria this quickly because Salah is getting married. She's not wrong here. Huh, let's watch.
Do you guys think that's suspicious? Like, I think that's weird. His father flying in right away. A few days before I was to travel, so I was like, I'm going to go in the Madaffa. I'm going to talk to my father on video, which he did sometimes. Came back. Oh, my father's thinking of coming to Syria at some point. I thought this would be like in the future. No. As they say in Arabic, ala tool, right away, as soon as I'm out of there. So either I'm like, are you getting remarried? But like, wouldn't he just tell me that? Like, why hide that from me?
Okay, a few things pop up in my mind. I don't know if Salah got married. This could be something as simple as you're leaving, you're a whole mess. I'm sure you put Salah through it. And dad wants to be there for his son because you have put him through it for 3 years. It could be that simple. It could be that, plus maybe he did get remarried. Also, you're a basket case, Chantal. You're psycho when you get mad. So I'm sure the focus was, let's get her out of here. We just want to get her out of here. We want to get her on that plane because once you're on that plane, they're safe. You're not going to cause a scene. You're not going to make threats. You're not going to make accusations. I'm pretty sure that go away party was part of that. They threw you a little go away party, and they were nice to you. They were buttering you up to get you to leave, acting like they wanted you to stay there when they really didn't. They were doing reverse psychology, in my opinion. Like, let's be nice. Let's be really nice to her, then we'll get our way. We can't be rude. We can't be mean to her. Let's just get her out of here as easily as possible. Let's not make this difficult. So they were nice to you, threw you a little party, took you to the airport. Then dad came down. That's his son. He can be there for his son. I know you don't understand that because you're not close to your family. And maybe he just wanted to be there for his son. Or there could be a celebration. You never know. Maybe somebody in the family was having a baby. You don't know what was happening.
If I'm not giving him anything, like what's the purpose?
There doesn't really have to be a purpose. When you are a father, when you're a parent, you don't really have to have a purpose to be around your child. Did nobody ever teach you that? You could just go see your child because you love them, because you miss them, because you want to talk to them. I know that's shocking, Chantal, but talk to any parent out there who loves their child. Sometimes they drop by just to see their face, to hear their voice, say, how are you doing? A parent, they have a lifetime job for their children. It's a lifetime commitment. It's the most important job that a person could ever do. You're always there for your child.
It's very sus. It was like right away. Why wouldn't he tell me that? What does it matter? Like, just tell me.
Are you kidding me? Knowing how you are, knowing your temper, do you think he's stupid enough to say that to your face while you're there? He knew better. Obviously, he's seen enough that he knows better.
He doesn't care about my feelings? If he cared about my feelings, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing.
And what is he doing? What is he doing, Chantal? Let's think about this. What is Salah doing? You're making it sound like moving on with your life and not answering text is a crime. It's not. When it's over, it's over. No more obligations. You know what he could have done? If he was really vengeful, he could have come to Girl World by now. Dropped a video, spilling all the tea. If he was really in his vengeful feelings, he could talk, spill all the tea. We don't like him, but we listen. Expose the dirt. He hasn't done that yet. He just wants everything to just quietly go away. But like I said, you keep pushing that button, girl. Keep pushing it. Push. Once it's all the way pushed, it can't be unpushed. He just wants everything to go away. You don't, though. You're obsessed. You won't leave that man alone. What else we got here? Crochet with Ashmay says, I'm guessing he didn't answer her text. Can't sleep, can't eat, so can only come live to get butt pats and sympathy. All of this over unanswered text. Well, thank you for not texting her back, Salah. You gave us a good stream today. We're being fed. Thank you. I don't know you. I don't like you. But thank you for something that's not boring content. Cowboy Dog says, imagine Salah and his new wife opening their wedding gifts while watching Chantal cry in a mall food court. Yeah, you really want to get back at Salah, Chantal? Do a glow up, a real glow up without the party favors. Do well. The best revenge is doing well. Ghost Crab says, Chantal did the same thing with Salah that she did with Nader. Chantal paid for Salah until she thought he would like her. Chantal didn't like the way Salah is, so she left him and wanted him to, as she said, fight for her like heck. But Salah didn't. Neither did Nader. Nope, she didn't learn her lesson with Nader, and the universe put her in summer school with Salah, and she still didn't learn. 2 men in a row. Didn't learn. I guess some people just don't learn. Okay, so that's it for the Twitter peeps. That didn't take too long. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. We are going to get fed. I'm happy. No complaints. Y'all ready? I'm telling you, stop this video now. Get your tea, get your coffee, get your snacks, get your breakfast, whatever you need, because we're about to get fed twice. We're going to get some breakfast dessert. Lots of sugar. Lots of sugar. You're not going to need any sugar for the rest of the day. Let's do this. Oh, look at her. Look at our girl. Look at her. You know what? Let me just go ahead and refresh this and see if we can get the chat up in here. Oh, we got the chat replay. Good, good, good. It wasn't there earlier. What? Ugh. Okay. That's okay. That's all right. Let's go, y'all. We got to do this.
Hi, guys. Just getting ready.
How much y'all want to bet that she's been texting him all night? That after she got off her live stream yesterday, she was randomly texting him and he's still not answering? How much y'all want to bet? Or she texted him this morning and he's still not responding to her?
I've waited like a million hours. It feels like to just try to start my life and I can't stop crying.
And people in the chat are saying, don't cry, Chantal, don't cry. Yes, let her cry. Let her cry. And before you beaters come over here and say, you're mean, Rose Thorn, hold on. Pause. Take a minute. She talked about the grieving process. When you're grieving, you gotta cry. You gotta let it out. She needs to let it out, Beezers. She's been bottling all this stuff up and she's been getting high constantly, trying to keep it back, keep it down, keep it back, keep it down. Let her let it out. It's healthy to let it out. You got to go through all your emotions, the shock, the sadness, the grief, and the anger. Let her let it out. It's healthy. It's got to happen. She can't stay high 24/7. Okay. She's going to run out of money. Let her, it's going to come out sometime. Let it happen.
It's too early for this shit. Nothing's wrong. Just another day of realizing I'm just completely and utterly alone.
You're a butthole for saying that. I'm utterly alone. Excuse me? You just got that new kitten. You want something to love on. You got something in your house that needs your attention, that needs your love. Are you loving on it? You want to put your love somewhere once you focus on that. Head Queen Booger. It's your baby. I'm alone, Chantal. And I'm happy because I got my Queen Booger. That's my baby right there. That's my girl. That's my girl. Hey, the baby. That's my little world right there. I'm utterly alone. Shut up. You got that cat.
I can't sleep. I can hardly eat. I don't know if I've like actually ever felt this bad in my entire life.
You have. You've felt this way before. We've seen these tears with Natter. This is nothing new. You're getting obsessed with a guy, focused on a guy, being possessive of a guy, and then he doesn't give you attention. And this is what happens when you don't get the attention that you want and you don't get the control that you need. This is very familiar.
Teardrop, says Tracy. I really don't like think I've actually felt like known what I thought to really be alone feels like, and it's fucking awful. So such a mess. No, maybe Tracy, but they don't live in the same town, which I should have moved somewhere in Cornwall, but I thought that would be depressing because that would probably feel a million times like moving backwards.
Well, Chantal, you have yet to move forward. You were just at the Walmart mentioning the long road, you idiot. Why would you think of the long road at a Walmart? What is it about a Walmart that reminds you of the long road? And that was weird in itself because the long road you associate with Natter. So what's going on? Are you like standing between two men? You got Salah on one side, Natter on the other, and like you're trying to figure out where you should put your attention. How about neither one? How about nobody?
And go where? I don't enjoy doing anything. Going to sit at a cafe by myself?
Yeah, why not? I go sit at a cafe by myself. Why not? Sitting in a cafe, maybe outside, having a cup of tea or some coffee, listening to the birds, people watching. People watching can be fun. People watching is a lot of fun. Just taking in the scenery. What's wrong with that?
I don't like any, I don't give a shit about anything. Hi.
Being alone to you is miserable because that is how you're making it. You are making being alone miserable. Chantal, honestly, you don't have time to be miserable. You're coming back to Canada. Your finances are a mess. Your health is a mess. If you're over there saying, I don't know what to do with my time, girl, you've got plenty of stuff that you need to get done. You need to get yourself to a hospital and get checked out. You don't know what your health looks like. You need to get your finances together. You need to start making money. You're spending far more money than you're making. You're going to get your YouTube paycheck in about, like 5 or 6 days? That paycheck's going to be spent, ain't it? You're going to spend it all on the rent. If you pay the rent, you're probably going to go wild buying the party favors and the food. You're going to spend yourself broke. And the 3 highest paying months of the year, one is already passed. This month is half over. So you got one more left and you need money. And you're over there just screwing off like you can afford to screw off. You got stuff to do. You got lots of stuff to do that can keep you busy for the next year or so if you really put your mind to it. But you're saying, I don't know what to do with myself. Look at all the things you need to do with your life. Busy yourself with that stuff. Or not, as you wish.
I don't deserve her either. Even she's alone.
And the chat is already giving her bad suggestions. Misty Prissy says, have you seriously discussed with Salah about just going back? That's where you want to be. Well, maybe that's where she wants to be, but she wants to be there for all the wrong reasons, Missy. She wants her security back. She wants to be in a house where she doesn't pay rent, and she wants to have Salah wait on her hand and foot all day and night. She's not going back for love. She's going back because she is 41 years old, about to be 42 in March, and she doesn't want to take care of herself, and she doesn't want to adult. That is not healthy. She needs to learn to be independent and stop being so codependent on other people. This whole toxic system of codependency gotta go. Being entitled to other people's money and time and energy also has to go. This could be a learning time for her if she chooses to learn.
Yeah. I can't stand the quiet. Like, I can't sleep. I feel like I wake up in a panic. Like, I'm suffocating.
That's easy to fix. Just get a computer, laptop, or something. Put on an ASMR video, like some birds chirping or rain falling or something pleasant. Play music in the house. You're feeling sad, put on some energetic, happy music. It changes the vibe instantly. Or just walk outside. Sometimes just walking outside and feeling the sun on your skin and just smelling the air, that'll just snap you out of it a little bit. If the environment is making you feel a certain way, then you change the scenery. You go somewhere, you do something, you take a walk, you go talk to somebody. If a certain space is making you feel a certain way and it's getting in your head, you leave the space, even for just a minute. You put something else in your head. I know it's easier said than done. I get that, y'all. Depression is horrible. And my heart goes out to anybody that's dealt with it or is dealing with it. And we are in the holiday season where a lot of people tend to be a bit more depressed. The holiday season can be depressing for some people, but she's not depressed because the holiday season. She's depressed because she's not getting her way. So there's kind of a difference.
Hey, Jessica, I already sent repeats.
On that note, while I've got it in my head, does anybody out there, if you know of somebody, a friend, a family member, and they're all alone, maybe it might be a good idea that during the holiday season, make a phone call, make a visit, just keep in contact. Sometimes just a phone call or a friendly word makes a difference in how a person feels.
Sour Patch Bay. Maybe she will, Teardrop. Oh, my mom, no. She can't come get me today.
Mike Misguided says, Foodie, we can't do it for you. We are here to cheer you on, but we can't do it for you. You must take the step forward. Agreed. There's only so much that strangers on the internet can do. They can be there for you. They can talk to you in a chat. They can let you know that they care. They can give you understanding and compassion. But there's nothing that anyone can do with a person. Like, if you're a person, you have to take the first step yourself. You got to do the work. Other people can't do the work for you.
Extreme grief. Sorry about that, Lana.
I can't believe the people in chat that are suggesting for her to go back to Salah. Really? Really? You think that's possible? You think that's the best thing for her? That's a good solution for her to go back to Salah when they were complete opposites and there was no real love, there was no chemistry, there was no bond, and you want her to go back there? Why? Because she's crying right now? She needs to cry. Like I said, let her cry. Let her get it out. This is healthy. When you're mad, when you're sad, when you're upset, it is healthy to cry. It is great stress relief to let that stuff out. It's unhealthy to hold it in.
Yeah. I am on medication. Like, not every problem in life is like meds or therapy, you know. It's just, hi, baby. I'm just feeling sorry for myself, I guess.
And the other suggestion that people are giving in chat, go live with Pete's, go be with Pete's. Granted, she needs to be around somebody, but is he the right person? No. And I don't know why people in chat are thinking that Pete's living with her is going to be a solution. It's not a solution. He's got his own issues. So you got two people that have issues living together. The last time they lived together, it was a disaster. They weren't good for each other. They both become codependent on one another, which means neither one of them can grow and be who they're supposed to be. If Pete starts living with Chantal, which won't be for a while because I've heard that he's not moving in until the first of the year, so we've got another month or two, it's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. She's out of control. She's got raging addictions that are unchecked, not in recovery, which means whoever she lives with, it's going to be a problem. Her addictions will be a problem. They will impact her living with somebody, no matter who it is. It's going to be a problem for her. It's going to be a problem for him. She's not taking care of her health. She's got limited mobility, or so she says. I'm not exactly sure if she's faking or not. I don't know what her mobility is. But she's got severe issues, mental issues, emotional issues, past issues with abandonment. She's very insecure. She's very jealous. She's very controlling. She's very manipulative. She lies. Is this the kind of person that another person, anybody, should live with? No. Not at all. This is someone who needs to get some help for their issues, get their life together, and then maybe get a roommate when they get some of them under control. But y'all over there, you need to stop saying Pete needs to live with you. Pete needs to be with you. No, he doesn't. He's got to live his own life. And just as Chantal has said, Pete is not my responsibility. He is not hers. He is also her ex and has been for several years. He's not obligated to her. He is not. Y'all need to cut it out over there.
I'm just letting my stupid hair dry. I don't know, Tracy. Hi.
Even if Pete's lived with Chantal, he can't fix her. BB couldn't fix her. Nader couldn't fix her. Salah can't fix her. Her family can't fix her. She has to fix her. Having somebody around is not a quick fix. It really isn't. Chantal will just turn that person into an enabler. She always does. She doesn't accept help. She only accepts enabling, even through silence.
Look who it is. The cat who shall remain nameless. Yeah.
Chantal, it is bothering me so much how you pick up that cat. Why do you insist on picking up cats that way? It is so uncomfortable for them, I'm sure. Put her down.
Okay. You don't like that?
Put her down.
He'll answer me like admittedly. And I know he doesn't owe me anything. We're not technically married.
You're not married at all.
But the thing is like, so then how do you go from being, were you a fucking liar then? Like, how do you go from being super lovey-dovey, I love you, you're my soulmate, this and that bullshit, to me, like, seeing me like this and you don't even care? Like,
He's not supposed to care. It's over. If you are in your feelings, if you're in your emotions, you're supposed to go to other people and have a conversation. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm just going to call it, Chantal. I think that you are being emotionally manipulative, or you're trying to with Salah, but I think he's got you figured out. I think 3 years around you, he's got you figured out. That you are emotionally manipulative and you try to use sadness and upset and anger to manipulate him, to threaten him, to bully him, to intimidate him, to make him feel bad, to get your way. He's got you clocked. And you are in another country now. And he doesn't have to deal with you, therefore he does not. You are choosing to be sad. And you're choosing to put that sadness out over the internet because you want his attention. And you're angry because you're not getting it. And that in itself is it's making you mad because your old tired tactics of getting your way ain't working on the man. But rather than give up the game, you are continuing. And the stream that you did today, I feel it was a warning shot, a little bit of a warning shot of, I'm angry, you better watch out. I'm going to open my mouth a little bit. I'm not going to let out everything, but I'm going to let out just enough to let you know that I'm mad and you know what might be coming next. Well, just remember, just as you can talk, he could talk. So are you sure you want to tempt the bear? Are you sure you want to poke the bear into getting up and sharpening its claws? Think on that one.
I guess not. I don't know. He probably thinks this is all drama, like me being upset. Like, I think it's pretty normal. And like, I hate more than anything that I'm like hurt. Or maybe he was just smart about it. Like, you know, or maybe his dad was smart. Like, he knows he's gonna be going through a depression where he's like ultra vulnerable. Because the night before his dad flew in, he was like, I flew out. He was home alone that night. He messaged me, it feels like there's no light in the house without you. It's awful. I'm so lonely. The next day, his dad comes in and he basically, that's where conversation goes downhill.
Ah, so you're blaming everything on the dad. Dad's now the big bad bear, the big enemy. Boo, dad. Boo, Dad, you showed up for your son. You're with your son. How dare you? Who do you think you are? You know what I think, Chantal? I think Dad might have showed up for his son to help his son decompress from dealing with all of you for 3 years. Try to talk some sense into his son. That's what I think. Maybe they had a father-son conversation. Maybe he helped Salah get his head straight about you, about the situation. And Salah obviously listened. I mean, Salah's a grown man, is he not? Mature man in his 30s. He can do what he wants. So even if Dad had said something, if he didn't agree, he wouldn't do what Dad wants. But obviously he agreed with Dad, whatever the conversation was. But you are shifting the anger onto Dad because you think Dad got in his ear and brainwashed him or something. No. And maybe Dad was also there because Dad was aware of how you are, how obsessive you are, how you're going to keep calling and calling and calling and putting the pressure on and being a nuisance. And Dad was there to be a successful wall to you getting your way. If there's one thing you cannot move, it's Dad. You're mad about that too.
And he's like, don't bring my family into it. They have nothing to do with it. They have no influence. Really? Like, just be honest with me. I hate dishonest people.
Not the biggest liar on YouTube saying, I hate dishonest people. So when she wants to lie to her family, lie to her friends, lie to Pete, lie to her Beezers, lie to Girl World, that's okay. But if somebody lies to her, God forbid. Wow. So you can do it to others, but others can't do it to you? Girl, if you do it, it's bound to be done to you at some point.
You go all in, men don't, yeah. What I want in life? I don't know. It's not just about finding another man or woman. It's like, sure, there's millions of people, but those people are not you. Like, what about all of that time you spend together with, like, having feelings for each other, having chemistry? And I know trolls and haters, and they're all like, oh,
What? Wait, we got to back it up. Having feelings for each other, having chemistry. Chantal, you spent 3 years around Salah. Chemistry, where? I watched the live streams. I watched the videos on the couples channel. I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest. I saw no chemistry. I also did not see couple energy even after 3 years. The two of you acted like complete strangers to each other that barely knew one another. There was never any couple energy. He didn't want to be around you. He didn't even want to touch you. He didn't want to cuddle with you. The most he would do is pat your head like a child or pinch your cheeks like a toddler. Pathetic. He hated every single bit of personal physical contact with you. It was so obvious. It was so performative. You can tell when two people really care about one another and they want to be in each other's space. He never wanted you in his space. He only did what he had to do and no further. He was never attracted to you. That's obvious because he was going to other women for his needs. He never went to you, though. Constantly was he talking to other women. If he was into you, why was he going to others? I mean, you were right there, ready, willing, able. Why wasn't he going to you? Because he wasn't into you. You may have been into him or the idea of him, but he was never into you. And it was all just for you two. You were desperate to have people believe that you were married to somebody. It was not a real marriage. A script marriage is not the real thing.
See, it's never real. Like, it makes me wonder because, like, honestly, you're so fucking heartless, you know? He told me he's going to be single forever.
He said that to you because that's what you wanted to hear. He knew that was the appropriate answer to tell you because that would make you feel better and make you feel good enough to get on that plane. Again, he's not stupid. He knows your temper. He knows how crazy you are. If you think that there's another woman in the picture or that he's going to get into a relationship, he's not going to say the wrong thing. You're a pile of dynamite. The wrong thing will set you off. He's not going to set you off. He's going to keep you passive, and he's going to say what he needs to say to get the desired results that he was looking for. And what he was looking for was for you to go home.
Just yesterday. Maybe I'm grieving the person I thought, like,
Here's the problem, Chantal. You tried to manifest this fantasy life for yourself. Oh, I'm in Canada, and there's a man in the Middle East, an exotic man. I'm going to go live in the Middle East with this exotic, attractive man by your standards. I'm going to go live in the Middle East. It's going to be a love story for the ages, like a movie. You created an entire fantasy movie in your head with yourself as the main female lead and him as the male lead. This whole lifetime love story movie that was never real. It was all in your head. But all movies end, don't they? End credits roll. You click it off. It's done. But you wanted to live in a movie rather than reality.
anyway. It's just really hard. Let be single. He be single West. She's so hyper. She's gonna be a beezer, that's for sure. Are you beezing?
Put her down.
No. Don't beeze.
I like this comment. Unknown says the idea of that relationship made you happy. You were in love with the idea, Chantal. The idea. But it wasn't a real relationship. It was just an idea. You tried to manifest an idea. Problem is, the person you put into that idea, into that cauldron, if you will, never loved you. There's never any potential there. Despite all that you tried to do to pressure and poke and force them into a relationship, it just didn't work.
You think he's talking to someone else?
Yep.
Why doesn't he just admit it then? Like, why lie? Just say it. Just say it and I'll leave you alone.
Why does he have to say it? Just say it and I'll leave you alone. No, you won't. No, you won't. I feel in the past he tried to pass you the hints. The text back and forth to Kai Bella, the pictures on his phone. How many? The red room picture. Girl, you should have figured it out way back when. And even despite the fact that you knew he was looking at other women and talking to other women, you still wouldn't leave. You wouldn't stay away. You wouldn't end it. He wanted you to end it, and you never did. When those texts from Kai Bella came out, you ran back to the Middle East as fast as you could. You were supposed to stay in Canada for at least, what, a month, a year to get yourself together? But once those texts came out, boom, you were on a plane back to him. So not even him being with another woman or talking to another woman is enough for you. You wanted him regardless. You want what you want, and you don't care what's happening around that person. So just saying, I'm with another woman is not going to be enough with you. You're both at a standoff of sorts. He wants you to end it quietly. You want him to send you a text and say it's over. Why? Because you want to be the victim. You want to play the victim role, don't you? You want him to end it just so you can get on YouTube and say, he was so mean to me. He was so rude to me. He sent me a rude text. He sent me a voicemail. I'm heartbroken. Feel sorry for me, chat. That's what you want. And you're not getting what you want because of the silence. You want things a certain way because you want to play the victim role. And you're not able to as long as he's being quiet. That's what it is, y'all. She wants to play the victim in this. He did me wrong. He hurt me. He was so rude to me. He ended it so rudely. He's not giving it to her. So she's getting upset because she wants to say, I'm the victim.
Like, why be cruel? And like, I hate that. Like, why string me along? Just tell me to fuck off. I would rather that than be like vague.
Does he have to say F off? Does he have to go that far? Chantal, you two are different people. What did I tell you? I guess you didn't listen. I guess I got to repeat my words here. Some people, everybody handles things differently. Some people are noisy with their anger and some people are quiet. Obviously, he's quiet. That's the quiet anger. You're not used to that. You don't know what to do with it. Noisy anger is yelling, screaming, arguing, throwing things maybe. Silent anger is when somebody is done. They're really done. They're not going to talk to you. They're not going to say goodbye. They're not going to give that kind of closure. Silence is their closure. Silent anger, they just turn their back, they walk away, and they don't come back. You're dealing with this silent anger, and you're not used to that. You're used to noisy anger. But he's dealing with it in his own way, and you're dealing with it in your own way. You're a noisy, emotional person. He's not.
Like, and I miss Julia.
Oh, be quiet. You don't miss her. You don't miss that cat. And how dare you? You got that kitten right there. Stop pining over Julia. You ain't getting her back. Focus your energy into taking care of that kitten, or give the kitten to somebody else who will take care of her. It would make us all feel better if you did.
I miss her a lot. I miss Sasa. Like, I miss that family sense of family that I was getting.
Stop. Didn't you say, if something happens to me, it was them? You said that. So how much love did you have for the family saying that? How much respect did you have for the family when you said that? You were so resentful of his family, and now all of a sudden you miss them? And are you making this comment because your mom's not talking to you and giving you your way? Maybe your own mother has wised up to the fact that she can't help you. You're beyond help right now. There's nothing she can do. And she's tired of you screwing her over. So she's shutting the door so you can't do it anymore. And that's why you're like, his family was so loving and I had a sense of family. So you're spitting in the faces of your own family because they're not giving into your whims. Childish.
I'm not giving him money. He's not getting money from me. Are you kidding? But no, he hasn't asked me for money.
Well, you ain't got none right now.
So
I really don't think that even if you have money that he'd take it. I've done my tarot readings on this. I think, Chantal, this is what my cards told me. You're going to throw a dirty offer on the table. You're going to offer him a lot of money. He's going to refuse. And why is he going to refuse? Because he can't accept it. His family is around him. He's not going to accept your dirty offer. If you haven't already made it, you're going to make it as soon as you get paid.
oh. My family is not here. So what are you doing back there? You need your nails cut. Hold on, guys.
Judy Jean says, why do you dislike your own family? Because they're not giving her what she wants. They're not helping her. They've helped her a lot in the past. I feel the last time that she came back to Canada, mom was the one who helped her get into that other apartment and she screwed her mom over. And mom was done after that because she feels that Chantal's just too much. Chantal is a ball of chaos. And the family has said, we are not going to allow her chaos to interrupt our peace. Not again. It's happened way too much over the years. It keeps happening. It's getting worse. We are protecting our peace and our peace of mind by not allowing her to destroy it. It's about self-preservation with the family, not selfishness. They're not going to sacrifice their peace for her anymore.
Thank you, Ageless Beauty. Yeah, I'd probably want my son to have children or whatever, or I probably wouldn't even give a fuck, honestly. Live how you want to live. I mean, you have other kids that are having kids. How many kids do you need to have? Like, every single person in your family has to have kids for you to be happy? Yeah, I do, Tracy.
the seething jealousy in her voice talking about the family. The jealousy, the anger. Because this is unknown territory for Chantal. This is something that she's not used to. Her versus the family unit. This is a force that she has never encountered, not this strong. And she's mad because she can't find a way around it.
Like, he always says it's not the kids, it's not marriage. I want to be single forever. Every time I talk to him. Yeah.
Maybe the family rallying around Salah is not about him getting married. Maybe it's not because they want him to have kids. Maybe it's because they saw him with you and the effect you were having on him, and they just wanted him to be alone to get his head together because you were destroying his headspace, which I have no doubt that you did affect his headspace. If the family members were around Salah and saw the way he was behaving or acting or changing, it might have been alarming to the point where the family's like, we got to do something. So maybe it's not about him being with another person. It's just that we want our nephew back. We want our son back. We want our cousin back. We want to see him happy again. And him being around this person is not making him happy. This destructive force needs to go. Got to get her out of here.
Anyway. Avoid men who believe they should spread their seed. They're cheaters. Let me spread my seed. Spread thy legs, old wench. What the hell is the fucking world coming to? I mean, I miss that like everyday comfort, like cuddling, watching movies.
He never cuddled you, and he never cuddled you. Stop lying.
Someone to confer over dinner with. Just like stupid shit. Look what the cat's doing. Something you can do with a hijab or not is love someone. Come here. Come. Did I choose this? Yeah. No, I feel like I did. I don't know if I made a mistake or not. It's too early to tell. But like the way I'm feeling, like just feeling like shit. Like pure shitsicle. Hey.
Chantal's used to being in control of a man. What she's not used to is a man being in control of himself and taking control of himself and saying, enough. Absolutely enough. It's weird. She wants a dominant man. She wants a man who's in control, but at the same time, she does not want that man in control of himself and making a decision for himself that benefits him. She just wants all decisions and choices based around her.
Mm-hmm. No, he hasn't asked me to come back.
And he's not gonna, so stop waiting.
Just give me a second, guys.
Oh, we're in this. There we go.
Like, I feel like all of this problem is because of me.
Well, you are a problem. Even worse, you're a burden. You don't know how much of a burden you are to other people, and you don't care to find out.
Anyway. No, a strong, independent man, right, would make their own choice. He'll say this is his own choice. That's the thing. Well, when I first got with you, I didn't listen to what anybody wanted. Okay, well,
Maybe it's because in the beginning, Chantal, you lied to him. I feel like you're a scammer, he's a scammer. I think you both scammed each other. There was a stream that you did long, long ago. I've actually reacted to it. Way before Salah came into the picture, you were talking about the romance scammers, and you said to everybody, why would an attractive young man want someone like me? I know they're looking for women like me. So you were aware that they were out there and how they work. That romance scammers are across the world, and they find perhaps older women who are lonely, and they target them and they get a bunch of money, and then they disappear. You flipped that table on its head because you found this guy who was a romance scammer, Salah, and you flipped the table around because you scammed him at the same time that he was trying to scam you. I'm absolutely certain that you catfished him. The entire time he was talking to you, you sent him videos and pictures with the filters and everything, lying about your weight, and he didn't get a good look at you until you came to the airport the first time. That's why you were giggling and hiding your face. You also scammed him, I feel, by making a whole bunch of promises to him about the money you were going to give him, about the money you were making. We're going to make a couples channel. It's going to be successful. It's the golden road. You hit the jackpot. Maybe you also made promises about, I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to work on my weight while I'm here. You made promises galore. And then over the course of time, you figured out that you lied. You also hid your eating problem from him, saying, oh, it's just what I do for YouTube. But he had no idea how bad it really was until he did realize. And even then you lied. So you base this fantasy world on a bunch of lies, on a false image of yourself. So therefore, Salah never really loved you for you. He couldn't because you never let out the real you. You hid the real you because you knew how awful it was and how troubled it was. And if he found out who the real you was, he'd send you back home. And you want to hang on to him for as long as possible to keep that fantasy life, fantasy world going for as long as you could. You made sure to lock him down and move over to the Middle East and give up your home and give up your cats and give up Pete's to kind of force him into a corner so that even if he wasn't happy with you, he couldn't send you back home. That, I feel, was deliberate. You turned the tables on a romance scammer, put him in a position where they couldn't send you home if they didn't like you. Manipulative you are. I'm sure when you were walking through that airport the first time when you saw him, you were probably giggling and you thought, got him. He can't send me home now. Got him. I'm here. No matter what, I've got him.
he's just like, well, see you then. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. And it's so shocking because it's like, you were just so lovey-dovey. How do they do that? Like, how? 1 minute. I love you. 1 minute. I wish you the best.
I wish you the best sounds pretty final to me. I wish you the best is pretty much a goodbye. I wish you the best sounds like we're not going to talk again. I'm done here. I wish you the best is final in your situation.
I don't get it. Not like that. How about that? Wouldn't that be nice? Would be nice. I'm taking the cat's brush. It's smaller. Tradia! He doesn't like, he'll go like, he'll message me a bit, and then it will be several hours.
He's got things to do, stupid. What do you want him to do? Like camp out by his phone and wait for your message? He knows you're going to get messages he's going to get sending messages all day.
And then they'll message me, so, but not really like answer anything I'm saying, you know? And like, if you ever love somebody, like, how do you like to see them like this? You know what I mean? Yeah, I do feel like I deserve better. Like, I feel like, okay.
I'm going to be mean for a minute. It's going to sound mean anyway. I feel like I deserve better. I disagree. And I know it may sound mean coming out of my mouth. Sounds real mean, doesn't it? But that's just the way I feel. She doesn't deserve better. Why is that? Because she lies to people. She manipulates people. She's controlling. She's abusive. She's cheated on people in the past. She had good men in her life. She screwed them up or tried to screw them up. In this life, Chantal, you always get what you deserve. If you're a scumbag, you're going to find yourself being around other scumbags. Water always finds its own level. You attract that which you are most like. You're a horrible person, you attract horrible people. You want that to change, you got to raise your vibration. You got to be a better person and put out better energy, but your energy is dark. It's selfish, it's mean, it's manipulative, it's not nice. You're not a nice person. You don't do nice things for people. You're very transactional with your ways. And you suck the life force out of anyone you come in contact with. There's a reason why your family's not talking to you, and you've got a big family. So no, you don't deserve better until you do better, until you are better. So if you want better, you got to better yourself. You're not willing to do that, so you'll always find what matches you.
I've said some pretty hurtful things to him when we fought. But he's not an angel. He likewise. You think I just say those things for no reason? Like, yeah, right, Tiny.
A lot of people in the chat are saying when it's her payday, he will message her. I think it's kind of reversed. I think she's going to be messaging him saying, I got all this money and I will give you a big part of it if you just let me come back. I'll save just enough to get a plane ticket. Let me come back. She will make that dirty offer to him. I'll give you almost all of my check if you just let me come back. He's going to say no, Chantal. All you've got to offer him is money. And even with the money you might be offering him, it's not enough. He's going to say no.
I mean, anyways, one day I'm going to have my shit together and all of the crummy people who I wasn't good enough for when I was at my worst, you can eat crap when I'm at my best.
Why has it got to be for them? Why can't it just be for you? So you're doing this all wrong. You're like, I'm going to be with somebody, and then that's going to be like a get back to everybody else. That's not the way you handle it. That is not the way you handle it. You should do it for you and no one else but you.
And if that never happens, then you can say dodged a bullet, but whatever. Hold on. That being in love is a good thing. But I don't know why I was dumb and thought that none of this.
Okay, now that's a brutal super chat. Mercurio says your body doesn't have enough time left for you to get better. Look, I don't know if that's true. I don't know what Chantal's health is looking like. I know it's not good. I know she's not been to the doctor in the longest. And I'm sure if they did tests on her, they would probably be amazed that she's still on her feet. They want to do a lot of tests on her. She needs a lot of tests done. But really, she should be focused on her health, not these men.
There's always time, Mercutio. All of this could be done without any transition period. I thought I would just be here like, yay, celebrate good times, come on. Because like when I was in Syria, yeah, I did feel that way. I did feel kind of like, I can't wait to get out of here. But at the same time, like, it felt homey too, right? So it's just weird at first. It's so different. But, you know, the more he is like this, the more angry I get. So maybe.
The more he's like this, because he's not talking to her. He's not online firing shots at her. He's just leaving her alone. The worst thing you can do to a narc is ignore them or not talk to them. It's triggering the crap out of her. She doesn't know what to do with it.
Maybe that's a good thing. Yeah.
She's not looking at it from the angle of, you know, he knows a whole lot of stuff about me. He could easily get online, talk all that trash, make all kinds of money. And what can I do about it? Nothing. So maybe it's a good thing that he is being quiet. She's not looking at it that way.
We both came to this agreement. I know, but then when it comes time to actually happening, it's just really sad. Am I gonna find better than him? No. I mean, my whole perception that there's fairy tale romance is dead. Like romance is dead. There's no such thing. I had some pretty bad meltdowns there. My mental health was bad, but I'm not used to that environment. And even though, because I loved him, I went there. And I don't think too many people can say that they can live there. Even
Chantal, tell the whole truth. You went to the Middle East because you got financial issues. You have a bankruptcy still on your record, still active. And I'm sure the trustee is still looking for you because you haven't made payments the way you should. You ran from Canada because of the financial mess that you created for yourself in your home country. So you're using the Middle East as a sort of escape room from those problems. And while you were there, you lived your fantasy. You lived your fairy tale. But you had to know at some point that was going to come to a close. And it's over now. Fairy tale is over. The book is being closed. Story has ended. And you're mad because you wanted to continue. Although you have no right to insist on that.
him, sometimes he doesn't know if he can live there. So oh, I cannot give you an answer right now because I want to see in a few months' time. I hate seeing you high, and you were almost nude on camera one day.
Told you. Didn't I say in my last reacts that he's watching her and she's putting out the worst picture of herself to Salah? And every time she comes on camera high or acting nuts, he's going to say no and he's going to keep saying no. Not that he wants to say yes, but he doesn't want this around him. And she's just proving to him, this is why I should be back in Canada, away from you and your family, because obviously we are different people. And who I am and who you are very different, and they're not going to mesh very well. She has been showing him, leave me alone, and this is what I do with myself. I go wild. I go full feral. And that's not who you are, and that's not who you want to be. So since I want to be this way, you should stay away from me.
And it's easy for people to say let him go. I know there's only so much you guys can say or feel. Not
What you know what? I hate doing this. I hate doing this, but fair is fair. I got to stick up for the Beezers for a minute. And I hate doing that because some of y'all over there are messed up. Some of you actually care for Chantal, but some of you are really messed up. You encourage her in her addictions. You're enabling it. You're funding it. And shame on you if you're doing that, by the way. Shame. But I got to be fair. I have got to be fair. For a moment, Chantal, what do you expect the Beezers to do? What do you expect your subscribers to do? There's only so much you can say. What do you expect them to say in a situation like this? What are they supposed to say? This is your life. They can't help you. They can't fix your bad choices and your bad decisions. What are they supposed to do? All they can do is watch. and give their opinions and give their feelings and cross their fingers and hold their breath and hope that you get it, that you snap out of it, that you work on yourself. There's not much more they can do beyond what they're doing right now. They're talking, and if you don't want to listen, then you don't have to listen. That's your choice. But they can only do so much. They're trying to give support, but you're all in your own head. You don't want to hear it.
Being in that situation, it's like so different when you're in it. So, how is he leading me on for money? I'm not giving him a penny.
Not yet. You're going to try.
That's your fault if you don't believe that. I don't know what to tell you.
She can say that now because she doesn't have the money, but just wait till the 21st. She's going to try. Boy, is she going to try.
He knew what I was like before I went to Kuwait. Was he just hoping I would change?
Maybe you lied and said that you would. I bet that you did. I bet you told him, I'm going to come to the Middle East and I'm going to work out and I'm going to work on myself. And that's why I have you around, because I need some reinforcement for some good habits. I need some companionship so I can accomplish this. And so he agreed. And then he found out you lied. And he didn't know about your food issue either, because you hid that too. You took advantage of the fact that he did not understand the food addiction. You just painted the picture of, this is what I do for YouTube and this is how I make money. And he was a money greedy fool. And he said, sure, go ahead, do it. And then he figured out over time what a problem it really was and how it affected you. And even that, you still did not seek help. So this man that you claimed you cared about so much, you loved so much, you were with this man and you didn't say to yourself, you know, I got an issue with food. I got an issue with addiction. Maybe this is the right time to seek therapy. Maybe this is the right time to seek help. I will let this man be my inspiration. Nope, not in 3 years. You just got worse. You gained about 200 pounds. You left Canada in the 300s. You came back to Canada in the 500s. So your health got worse.
And I feel like I did. If you're telling me that even in Kuwait when I was raging, that is still foodie beauty, calm down. The last 3 years was my life calm down.
It calmed down because you had to, because if you didn't, he would have let you go. So you controlled your mouth just a little bit because of him, not because you wanted to, because he wanted you to.
You know.
Like, you know how to behave. It's just that when you don't have to, then you don't. When you have to, you will.
Yeah. Sitting and crying and thinking about Salah is something I feel like is normal when you divorce, if you were sincere and love the person. If he's not, it's because he's too busy right now. And that's what I mean. His dad was smart. He knew when to swoop in.
His dad knew when to swoop in. What an odd thing to say about somebody's father. They're swooping in. She's speaking about his father almost in relationship terms, like she's not really speaking about the dad at all. Like maybe there's somebody else that she's mad at. Are you using the dad when you really mean another woman? Because that would apply to if there's another woman and the other woman is taking the man you want away from you. But it's an odd thing to say about a father, because dads don't swoop in. They are just there for their sons, their children. But using that terminology, swooping in, that's you being angry and resentful of the fact that there's somebody else there with him. So he's not alone for you to control or manipulate or threaten or blackmail. There's a strong male figure around that you can't get past because it's the parent. You can't defeat that parent energy, Chantal. You cannot. And that makes you so mad when you are up against that parent energy. Because a parent, when they love their child, they will do the most for their child. They are an oak tree that stands 1,000 feet tall, and they're 1,000 feet thick. They are strength that you cannot defeat, you can't knock over. You can't get around it, and you're mad because you can't.
Right after I left, because when you're alone and you've just gone through a divorce, you're so vulnerable.
Is that what you were hoping for? That he would be vulnerable and dad was right there to make sure that didn't happen? That no matter what you said or what you did, that Salah was not going to be moved, was not going to buckle? Is that why you're mad at dad?
And
go dad. Dad's doing his job.
Weak. And he probably thought, oh, you know. Because he was,
dad is barring the door. Go dad.
He was really sad that night before his dad came. It's like the house is like there's no light inside of it without you. How do you go from that to what in 3 days? I am high in that, I know, but like he has bad habits too. I'm not gonna.
So he's got bad habits. You got bad habits. You get high on camera. You act nuts. So you're doing the whataboutism. So what about him? He's got bad habits. But do his bad habits include getting on camera half naked, high as balls? I don't know what his bad habits are. And honestly, I don't care. Does he broadcast his bad habits out to the world? Does he make it into content? Does he do self-harm content and expect people to compensate him for that behavior? No, that's you. He's got bad habits, I'm sure, but they're private. Yours are all public. You're all about that life of making everything public. That's a little bit of a difference there.
I'm going to air them, but he has bad things about him. And I would quit. I would have like I want to quit, but it's like being here alone. It's so hard that like I just feel like the THC just like helps me. It masks anything, even though I know it's.
Stop there. The THC helps me mask things. Masking things is not dealing with things. You're not properly processing things. You're just escaping them. So it's not good, is it? When you're masking things, you've got to deal with things. You've got to process things. Covering them up does not make them go away, Chantal. You should know this. How long have you been high since you've been back? How much THC have you done? How many edibles have you popped in your mouth like Tic Tacs? How much money have you spent already on that stuff? Has that made things better being comfortably numb? No. But you should have learned that lesson back in Crackhead Olympics, because the rugs that you were doing, the amount was crazy. And it's still crazy. Absolutely nuts. So I guess masking things is not a good way to deal with things.
Not helping in the long run.
No.
Yeah.
You know, what you've been doing, Chantal, with the rugs and your issues is the problems are in the room with you and you're sticking your fingers in your ears and going, la, 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 don't talk to me, and running in the other room. but the problems are still in the first room, wanting to be dealt with. But this is you. La, 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 la. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. And you run out like a child. I don't want to hear it. Don't talk to me. You know the proper way to deal with things? You walk back in the room calmly. You say, okay, I guess you want to talk. Let's sit down together. Let's sit down at the table. It's time for discussion. As awful as it's going to be, you're not going to go away until I deal with you. Let's have a sit down. Let's have a meeting. Let's have a board meeting with all of you. Let's talk. You deal with things head on. You don't run away. You deal with it.
But anyway. I'm mad at how he's handling it now. I'm just in disbelief.
You're mad because he's handling it in the way you don't want him to handle it. You want him to handle it differently, but he's going to handle it his way.
Because you're disillusioned after spending 3 years with someone and you think they're a certain way.
No, there was no disillusion.
And they're not. And you have to be pure evil. I don't care what anyone says. To really, really have loved someone, apparently, for 3 years, to just see them suffering and just like...
So he's evil for maintaining his silence. That's evil. No, that's not evil. That is just thinking for oneself and saying, I got to stay away from this person. That's it. I'm just staying away. That's all he's doing.
Whatever. My daddy's here. Like... And why wouldn't he truly love me? Because I'm fat?
No, it has nothing to do with your weight. You're just an awful person. You would still be an awful person if you were, say, 120 pounds. You're just flat out evil, Chantal. You're awful. You're rotten. You're putrid to the core. You care for no one, not even yourself. You are soulless. You've got no moral compass. You don't care about anyone. You're selfish and you're self-serving. You're soul-sucking. That's who you are inside. That's who you've always been, and it's just gotten worse. Much worse. It's amplified now for everybody to see, everybody to know. It's not about your weight. Stop using your weight as a shield. Oh, it's because I'm fat? No, you're just awful. You're an evil bitch. Honestly, you are. And you put out that energy and people can feel it and it affects them. And that's why they stay away, because you're not good. You don't have a good heart. You don't have a good soul. I don't care what the Beezers have to say to me. Some of them have not been around for as long as I have watching you. Some of them are a bit brand new. Some of them have been around, but not many. I don't see many names in the chat that I recognize. But you're not good. And some of you over there, listen, you like Chantal. You maybe like her personality, but don't fool yourselves, all right? Don't let your liking of her blind you to who she really is. What's going on here? I think some of you are liking her so much you don't want to see or acknowledge her bad qualities. You want to keep on liking her, which is your choice. Do it. When you like somebody so much that you want to keep liking them, you will ignore everything else that you're picking up about them because you don't want to let go. You want to keep on liking that person. If you let in the other stuff, you might not like them so much and you may go away. So to stay in her circle, to stay in her soul tribe, you'll ignore the obvious. She's selfish. She's self-centered. She's controlling. She's abusive. Look at the picture, Beezers. Just look at it. Salah is moving on with his life. He's not bothering Chantal. He's just maintaining his silence. She's not moving on with her life. She's texting him constantly. She's raging about him. And all he's doing is just leaving her alone. It's over between them. He's doing what he needs to do. He's not coming online and raging about her. He could. If it were all about money, if he were that kind of person, he could have come on days ago and ratted her out and made that money. But he's maintaining his silence. He's trying to take the quiet way out. And she doesn't want it that way. She wants it to be noisy and disruptive and argumentative. She wants him to fight with her, to give her attention so she can play the victim. Oh, he's being mad at me. I didn't do anything. Because that's what Chantal does. She's a narc. In every story, a narc is either the victim or the hero or both at the same time. So in this broken love story, she wants to be the victim. He hurt me so much. He was so wrong to me. But what you don't see and what you don't know is what she did to him. And trust me, she's done plenty. Guarantee you, behind the scenes, she was abusive, controlling, manipulative, driving him nuts. It was an abusive relationship. And I'm not saying either her or him are to blame entirely. No, it takes two. To dance, it takes two people. They're both guilty of keeping this thing going longer than it should. He kept it going for greed. She kept it going for loneliness. And that is the whole truth. She needed him around for companionship and he wanted her money and he's a fool for that. But that's on him. Maybe he learned his lesson. I don't know if she's ever going to learn hers, though.
I'm a mess. So what? People can still love each other. Yeah. Whatever. So that's it. It's just, I'm just so pissed off in a lot of ways.
She's mad because she's not getting attention. That's it. Not because he's yelling at her, not because he's coming online and, putting out the business. She's mad because of the silence. She's not getting what she wants. And this is something that we saw during Crackhead Olympics. She has not changed. She gets obsessed over a man and then she will not let go unless they force her to.
Because the grief, it turns to anger, right?
Like Chantal does not let men go. She just doesn't. She wants a connection with whatever man she puts her sights on.
Oh, well. Quick clout and attention. He's not desperate like Amberlynn's family member.
So she's swearing right here, oh, he will never come online and talk about me. You think so? You really think so? Well, you might be wrong about that. Like I said, keep pushing that red button.
You never know.
Right? You never know. You never know.
Teardrop is loyal. I know. Him wanting you calm, healthy, and not disrespecting yourself is him loving you. Maybe. He is more responsible than me, which must be hard for somebody like that. I know I was. I have everything I wanted right now. Not happy. do a glow up. You dodged a bullet. That's all what his family's probably saying to him. You dodged a bullet.
No, he didn't dodge it. He took some damage being with you for 3 years, so he didn't exactly dodge a bullet. He took some damage. His family, though, wasn't willing to stand back and let any more happen. And that's why you're mad.
Who's to guarantee that he marries someone who's not crazier? Can happen.
Chantal, you may take this as a compliment, but it's not. As far as you being a burden, as far as you being a mess, girlfriend, I think you take first prize. I don't think anybody in his life that he encounters is going to be more of a mess than you, more of a ball of destruction than you. You got first place, ma'am, and you're going to keep it that way.
I might have been not very modest for most of my life, but anyway.
You're a vulgar beast. Yeah, I said it.
Let's scream as loud in the mountain bees. About what you're going to do in Syria. I don't know. Like, whatever. We need to reinvigorate Pete. Pete is not a good traveler. But that's what
Somebody in the chat just said something cool. They're like, you look to other people to fill your happiness void. I agree with that comment.
something I did like doing in no, I didn't get him in legal trouble. The haters were trying to get us in legal trouble.
Oh, we're doing the blame game, are we? It's our fault. Even though it was you who took a kitten off the street when you shouldn't have, away from its mother. How will we get you in trouble unless you did something first? Pointing a finger at other people, Chantal, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you.
I wasn't in danger in Syria, not really.
Oh, Cassie's Forgotten Biscuit says you did have that life. You can't deny how much YouTube played a role in negatively affecting his life. His family got doxxed. He lost friends. He had to flee Kuwait. Let's not deny. Yeah, she did all that.
He didn't want that. I know. Right, Christina? He knew exactly who I was.
Yeah, but there's seeing somebody online and then there's dealing with them up close. Nobody could have any possible idea how awful you are until they're up close and personal with you, Foodie.
It's a generational thing, historic. Pete isn't an inspirational. But he's always there when I need him.
Yeah, you treat him like a doormat. Fallback guy is Pete's. He's like your standby guy.
As like a friend, you know? And like Salah would get so mad when I would compliment Pete about anything friendship-wise. It's like, well, who's here for me now? Not you. You're not.
Chantal, you're awful. Look, I'm not a Pete's fan. I'm not. But on a human level, you are just awful. You treated Pete's awful. Really awful. Treating him like your standby, your fallback guy. If nobody else is there, then I'll think of Pete's. Then I'll talk to him. Then he's suddenly important. And I'll tell people he's my best friend. But when another man comes along, can't be bothered to speak to Pete's. You ignore him. He's of no consequence to you. He's just there when you need him. Not because you actually care. You suck.
Here for me. You're literally not even fucking thinking about me right now. Like,
Nope. No, he's not.
I aged a few years. Did you, Teardrop? Really? And I miss Sasa.
Don't even bring up that baby's name. I still think it's horrible. You evil witch. That you exploited a child with special needs for money. That's vile. I miss her. But when she was there with you, you exploited her. There's not enough swear words in the dictionary to describe how I feel about that.
I didn't say it was all on Salah. I'm not blaming him. It's the way he's acting now is weird. That's all. It makes me feel like yes, like he was. It's like with the divorce papers behind my back. I feel like this is all intricately detailed and talked about with his family, and it's like, no.
How is it behind your back? You even said that before I leave the Middle East, I got to get divorced. So how is it behind your back?
Oh, dude. I don't know how.
Like you were leaving Syria forever. When exactly was he supposed to do it? You think he's just going to wait a few months and then get some money and then fly to Canada just so you can sign the papers and then come right back? I mean, come on now.
How the women do that, man, with all the family, every single family member up their ass and around the corner. Like, what the fuck? I would
This is her being resentful of the family again.
go nuts, man. NUTS. I'm sorry, but hold on.
It's amazing that Chantal wanted to be part of Salah's life, which involves his culture, and yet she never learned about the culture. She never respected it either. And because she didn't, she was resentful. She always stayed resentful. Some cultures are very family oriented, Chantal. Hence the reason why you should learn about the men that you're going to get obsessed with before you get obsessed with them.
I'm going to go on the Madoff. I'm going to talk to my father on video, which he did sometimes. Came back. Oh, my father's thinking of coming to Syria at some point. I thought this would be like in the future. Nope. As they say in Arabic, ala tool, right away, as soon as I'm out of there.
Funny that you were in Syria for how long? And the dad came to visit right after you're gone. Yeah, that feels kind of final.
So either I'm like, are you getting remarried? But like, wouldn't he just tell me that? Like, why?
You know what? If you're getting divorced, you have no business asking that. It's not your business at that point. If you're getting divorced from somebody, you don't have the right to say, are you going to get remarried? Not your business. Who they are with has nothing to do with you. You have no right to ask that.
Why hide that from me? If I'm not giving him anything, like what's the purpose?
They want to get you on the plane without incident, and it worked.
It's very sus. And it was like right away. Why wouldn't he tell me that? What does it matter? Like, just tell me you're getting married. You don't want to hurt. He doesn't care about my feelings. If he cared about my feelings, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing.
What's he doing? He's just being quiet.
Poop on bed and vomit. Okay, I didn't purposely poop on the bed. So you're telling me that Arab Muslims don't get sick?
To be fair though, Chantal, like even when you've not been sick with the flu, you've pooped your pants. Literally sharding your pants. Sometimes you would deliberately do it and just sit in it. So you pooping your pants has nothing to do with being sick. You eat so much and your digestive system is so stressed out that you just, I guess, lose control of your bowels.
Like I caught a flu from the food poisoning from there. It's not my fault. Like I was laying in bed one day and thought, oh, I'd like to shit the bed today. Yeah, I'm wearing my new shoes. Yeah, families there are super supportive, maybe a little too much.
Wow. Angry at the family, are we? Can you get more resentful, Foodie? Can you be more resentful of the family? Maybe a little bit too much. Ooh, you sound like a jealous teenager. His family's just in the way of us being together. It's a Romeo Juliet situation. His family's in the way. Girl, stop.
Where places where it could do more harm than good. My husband pooped on the floor because he couldn't make it to the bathroom, and that's life. Yep. I dated someone 10 years younger and never again. Never. He was at the bottom of the food chain. Yeah, because people in Kuwait marry into money, or are born into money. That's why. It's not his fault. He was bottom. Actually, it wasn't bottom of the barrel.
I don't know if she realizes this, but she's kind of telling on herself. I don't know if this is true about Salah and his family, if he was poor or not, but she's kind of in a way sort of self-confessing that the relationship that he had with Foodie was all about money. I mean, she is painting this picture that he was poor, right? She said that he didn't have much money. So she's pretty much telling on herself that was the motivation for being with her.
He had a job, he had a car, he made money. He could only do what he was limited by the country to do.
So you are confessing that it was all about money. It was money motivated. It was not about love. And he fell in love with you from across the world. And I have to have her. No, it was about money.
So I don't know how that's an insult. Anyway. Whatever. Yeah, I think Sadie said it right. That's what I need to do.
Y'all, we're about over with this. I got a feeling this ain't over. This is just the appetizer. There's going to be a main course at some point. I don't know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. I got a feeling Chantal went out for party favors after this stream. Depending on the party favors, I don't know what she's going to get. If she gets more of the sedative type of party favors, the meltdown might come at another time. Because she even said herself in this live stream that the THC puts a buffer on things. So I don't know what she is going to get. I don't know how much. I guess her mood and what she talks about depends on what she might be getting. Either if she gets the sedative stuff, then we're not going to hear more rage until later when she runs out. So I'll stay on standby for y'all. I'm here. I'm here, y'all. I'm here for us.
Hannah.
But before this is over, Chantal, as I said, let it out. It's good to process your feelings. It's not good to smoke your feelings or eat your feelings. They're going to stay inside festering until you let them out. Letting them out is healthy. It's good for you. You got to go through all the stages. You're not going to do that if you buffer everything. So that was it. That was the live stream. She fed us today. We've been starving. All of these high streams. I'm so over those. Can we stop those, please? More of this, please. Please and thank you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the react today. I know I sure did. It's so nice to see her not being high off her rocker. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.